Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. Morning to everyone. Hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend. We're here to discuss Game Week 10 is a deadline stream. Looking forward to this one. I've done a few of my moves already, as you guys would know from the team selection video. But yeah, Jordan, how you doing?
Yeah, all good. The weekend has arrived, and so is football. And yeah, I'm excited for Game Week 10. I think it's going to be a nice game week full of good fixtures for us players, and yeah, a lot to talk about in the last hour in terms of plans for our teams.
Yeah, I'll share my team with you guys quickly on the screen first. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll just zoom in for you a bit more. So we'll do boss teams. Also transfer plans we've got to discuss, because I know you weren't sure what you're going to do. Have you sort of come to a decision in terms of the transfers, what you're planning on doing?
I might have come to a decision. I'll have to see what it looks like in terms of when I show you what the transfer plans are, and that might convince me if it's the right thing to do for this week.
Okay. Well, looking at my team, this is the current team, guys. I've done my 2 moves, as you guys know already. So I took out Saka for Salah, and I took out Solanke for Archer. Now, some people might say I've downgraded because I've lost 2 good players for arguably 1, but I really wanted Salah in my team, and I'm trying to structure the team that way and have 3 premiums where Salah, Palmer, and Haaland. I like the look of that. I was going to try fit Saka in. I've seen teams with Saka, Salah, Palmer, Haaland, but I think it's a bit of a stretch to get all of them in, and just ruins the structure. But Raya in goal, back 3 of Nuri, Lewis, Gabriel. Midfield 4 of Mbomo, Salah, Palmer, Rogers. Up front, I've got Haaland, Archer, and Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, Fabianski, Mikalenko, Semenyo, and Greaves, who's still flagged. Now, obviously, as you guys know, moves are done. This is what the team I'm going to play. The only question is whether Gabriel's fit. I've got Mikalenko on the bench, who will come in for him. But other than that, I'm going to play Archer. It's not the most inspiring option, but it allows me to have Salah in the team. So we'll have to see what Archer and Calvert-Lewin do. But I am going to be looking to swap one of the strikers out again, possibly Calvert-Lewin, to someone like Cunha or Jimenez in the coming weeks if Calvert-Lewin doesn't return in this game. Comment here from Patrick. Hi, guys. Would you go Haaland, Rogers out for Salah, Cunha to enable Calvert-Lewin, Flecker, and out for Raya, Jackson in 12? In terms of the Haaland question, I personally don't want to get rid of Haaland. I know there are managers that are looking at getting rid of Haaland. I'd like to have Haaland and Salah, which I've got in my team. That's why I'm not looking to do that. Jordan, we sort of had that chat on Thursday about Haaland. Are you surprised a lot of managers are looking at taking him out?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I feel like it's a bit premature to be thinking of taking out Haaland at this moment, even though his form has dropped since his hat-trick sprees and goal sprees are dried up in the last 3 before Southampton, where he blanked.
But Haaland's had, sorry, I was just going to say, add to that, Haaland's had 188,000 transfers out already this game week. Quite a lot.
It's a lot, but it don't surprise me that being that significant amount, because if you look at Gabriel, he's the most transferred out player at 425. Yeah. So a lot of people are still reluctant of taking out Haaland still, and those brave souls have decided to have done it. But yeah, for me, it's still too early to know. Because Haaland could just bang a hat-trick maybe against Bournemouth out of the blue. But at the same time, we have seen Man City's significant injury list that could potentially affect his performances in matches too. You have to consider.
Yeah, as you know from the team selection as well, when we're discussing captaincy, I do think Salah is a great captaincy pick. And the more I think about it, I am tempted to do Salah captain against Brighton. We know Liverpool just won against Brighton 3-2 with a rotated team. We've got Brighton again back-to-back in the league. And I think Salah could be a great option in that game, guys. I really do. I think being at home at Anfield as well, whereas Haaland has the away fixture against Bournemouth. Haaland is still putting up very good numbers. And you look at his XG against Southampton, 2.33, which is by far the highest he's had all season, compared to the hat tricks he's had when he had about 1.8 against Ipswich. You know, he's. I would be wary of selling him. I still think I know the fixtures have turned: Bournemouth, Brighton, Spurs, Liverpool, the next 4. But I still wouldn't be surprised if Haaland scores 2-3 goals in these next couple of games. So I'm not looking to sell, guys. If you are, fair enough. This could be you could get away with it, but you got to think of captaincy. And if you are going Salah captain this week, then maybe it makes sense to sell a Haaland because Salah does have the better fixture, you'd say, on paper, Brighton at home. And Salah's also been pretty impressive, but you look at the expected goals, and if you're into your stats, Haaland has still had more chances than Salah in the last couple of games to score. But Salah has been clinical. When he's got the chance, he normally takes it. Against Arsenal, if you guys watch that game, he didn't really have many chances, just that one chance, and he finished it. So I think Salah's a great pick for the next 3. I do expect Salah to outscore Haaland in the next 3 fixtures, though. I don't know what you think, Jordan. When you compare, Salah's got Brighton, Villa, Southampton, and Haaland has Bournemouth, Brighton, Spurs. Do you see Haaland outscoring Mo Salah in the next 3?
Possibly, yeah. It's going to be hard to tell between the two. I think it'll be close. I don't think it's a landslide between who scores the most points, but it is going to be interesting who is going to be the victorious manager. The ones without Haaland who captain Salah, or the ones who captain Salah who still keep Haaland and potentially captain Haaland as well. It's going to be very interesting the next 3 game weeks. But another thing to consider is Haaland's ownership has barely dropped. It's still 70+%.
Yeah, 74%. Yeah, still very high.
It's still very high. And for those who have taken Haaland out, if he does score, that's a lot of rank damage. And especially if you captain Salah as well, and he ends up blanking at the same time when Haaland returns, devastating to the game week. But that's just a scenario that could happen. But it's one to look out for.
Yeah, managed to. I'll captain Mbeumo for 3 weeks since Brentford have good fixtures. If Haaland blanks, then I'll sell him next week after 2 free transfers, and I'll get Cunha and sell Wings and get Salah. You see, like Manage has a plan. It seems it's more not wanting to take Haaland out, but more bringing in expensive players like Raya, Jackson, with Haaland, Saka, Palmer in your kind of locked. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I would still rather have Haaland than those other players like Raya and Jackson, personally. I've managed to fit Haaland, Raya, Palmer, Salah in the same team. I don't know what your team value's like. But if you want to sell Haaland, guys, and you think it's the right move for your team, you can go for it. Don't let us sway you, but it's not something I'm looking at personally yet. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Man City haven't been as impressive, this season. Now we've got injuries as well to add to that, so we'll have to see how they do. They've not been convincing the last couple of games. Winning by the odd goal, even against Wolves, they were quite fortunate, I think. But I think this fixture, I'm going to give Haaland. Captaincy is very tight for me. I could go Salah last minute, as you guys know. I do not mind switching it to Salah last minute. I just think he's got the better fixture. Liverpool are playing really well as well. Scored 3 against Brighton 2 days ago, so I could go Salah last minute.
Yeah, and I think the injuries could work out in Haaland's favour as well, because if people haven't seen the list of injuries that Man City have sustained, it possibly means that the team where we see Pep Roulette doesn't really happen because a lot of their players are not fit. At the same time, that means there's less players that could possibly be goal scorers, whereas Haaland, he's basically the main goal scorer for Man City. We could see that work in his favour, where there's no Doku, such as, for example, his injury. It could be possibly a Haaland instead to score those goals for Man City.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how City get on, but, they're still not yet to lose a game in the league, so we've got to take that into account as well. Dan the Man says, morning guys, got 2 free transfers, Gabriel and Foden to 8 Nuri and Palmer, or just keep Foden and do DCL to Cunha instead. I like the Palmer shout. 8 Nuri's, I think, good long term, but then I also do like Cunha in. I'll probably go with getting Palmer in though. If you have not got Palmer, I'd probably look to swap out Foden. I'm not sure on Foden still. He should get more game time though now because Man City are going to rely on him a lot more.
Yeah, I quite like the first move, the Gabriel and Foden for 8 Nuri and Palmer. I think 2 players that you essentially need and want, especially with Wolves having nice fixtures long term, and 8 Nuri coming for a goal against Brighton, whereas struggling Crystal Palace next is looking good. And also Palmer. We've seen what he's done so far this season. It's hard to go against him, similar to Haaland.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they're both good moves. In terms of Gabriel, and a lot of managers have sold him. He's actually the highest transferred out player, over 400,000, moving him out. He is fit, I believe, to play. And as you guys see, I am a Gabriel owner, and I actually have no reason to sell him still. I'm planning to be a bit more patient with him because I like Arsenal's fixtures after game week 12. So you look at Arsenal's fixtures in game week 12: Forest, West Ham, Man U, Fulham, Everton, Palace, Ipswich. It gets a lot better after game week 12. And I think a lot of people will be rushing to bring an Arsenal defender back in when they've kept back-to-back clean sheets against, potentially Forest and West Ham. I think we may see a scramble of managers trying to get Arsenal assets back in once they've kept a couple of clean sheets, because they haven't kept many clean sheets, Arsenal, in the last. They've conceded. I think the last clean sheet was actually against Spurs.
Yeah,
I believe.
game week 4. I was
about
to say, because it doesn't feel like it, but Arsenal have only had 3 clean sheets this season.
Yep. They have had 10 men 3 times as well, though. So they are strong defensively, but we know they've had issues with discipline, getting players sent off. So we'll have to see how they do. I don't expect a clean sheet in the next 2. I don't expect one, but after 12, I think I can see a couple in there, and we know Gabriel has that goal threat in him, and we know how Arsenal are good at set pieces. So yeah, I'm not worried about selling him unless we hear confirmed he's injured. But yeah, I'm happy to keep him in the team still.
Interesting, because you got Ray as well in your team. Are you not tempted to play Mikalenko, who still have the Arsenal cover in goal anyway for the clean sheet?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I just think Gabriel still has that goal threat. I mean, I could switch to Mikalenko, who's got Southampton. I don't trust Everton massively either, to be fair. Yeah, double Arsenal has backfired on me. Was it last week or the week before, where Mikalenko did get a clean sheet, I think, and 8 Nuri. But I am playing 8 Nuri this week, so yeah, I could play Mikalenko. But yeah, as I said, with Arsenal, I still like their long-term fixture. I still think they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and eventually, I think they will start keeping clean sheets. They just maybe not in the next couple, and they are the early kickoff as well, isn't it? So we'll hear team news. If I hear Gabriel is going to miss out, then I'll just swap him out, I think. That would mean I'd have Palmer, Salah, Haaland. Yep, that's what I've got at the moment. I think we both have that 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And you have to sacrifice Saka because we can't have all these premiums. So
yeah,
there have to be the 3 choices you pick.
I've actually found a way to get Saka into my team, but it does require like a -12. So I'll probably build up to it. I can show you.
And a lot of downgrading, I imagine.
Yeah, so I'll show you how I can manage to get him in. So I'll have to take out, I think it's Mbermo, who, again, I really don't want to take out. And Saka comes in. I'm 2.4 short. I have to take out Raya, the goalie. And I have to get in someone like Henderson at Palace. And I'm still short, so I think I had to do. There was another move I had to do.
Gabriel?
Yeah, I think it was Gabriel. Yeah, it was Gabriel to, I don't know, someone cheap. Got 4.5. Let's say, I don't know, a Robinson, or let's say Ola Aina, someone at that price, and I can do it. So Ola Aina comes in. So it's going really bare bones at the back, cheap defense. I can have Saka, Palmer, Salah, and 0.3 is -12. change the goalie. So yeah, I don't really know if I want to go down that route because it's a lot of compromises and
that's
structure change.
That's 3 players downgraded for 1, and that's a player that's highly owned, preferably as well.
Yeah. Dan the Man says, good point. I want Gabriel from 12. I've got Vice on the bench against Ipswich. Tempted to play him over Gabriel.
Yeah,
Can do.
I would. Absolutely. I mean, I don't see a clean sheet for that fixture. And I know Gabriel's
Arsenal are away, aren't they, as well? So Newcastle are better at home.
And there's that too as well. So I don't need a clean sheet from that game. But I know Gabriel's attacking threat, but still I would play Mikalenko and go with the differential that has Ipswich and see if you can get a clean sheet there rather than play Gabriel.
I don't trust Vice or Leicester at all, personally. I just don't. Have they kept a clean sheet this season, Leicester?
Leicester, yeah. They kept one against Bournemouth in that 1-0.
You could do it, but every time I watch Vice, I just think, I really don't rate that player. He's a bag of nerves, or he's just mistake waiting to happen for me. But look, Arsenal do have a tough game. You probably don't see a clean sheet. I'm trying to see the clean sheet odds. What the odds of a clean sheet? Let me have a look. So, where do I normally check? I have to get the clean sheet odds up. The clean sheet odds. So Arsenal, even with their tough fixture, are the 3rd most likely to keep a clean sheet, according to odds check on stats. So Man City top with a 38% chance of a clean sheet this week against Bournemouth. Liverpool are tied, 38% chance to keep a clean sheet. Arsenal are 3rd with a 34% chance of a clean sheet this week. Leicester are 22% chance to keep a clean sheet according to odds checker. So to make all that information on what you guys will. Obviously, that's just the stats. But Arsenal have been given a 34% chance of a clean sheet. And Newcastle, on the other hand, Newcastle's chance of a clean sheet is 21%. So similar to Leicester, pretty much.
Very interesting statistics there for clean sheets.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest are 4th with 32% chance of a clean sheet.
I mean, that's more realistic, I think, because Nottingham Forest's defence, I think, has been one of the best I've seen this season. They've not kept many clean sheets, but to keep conceding 1 goal deficit to most teams has been impressive.
Yeah. If you guys have Gabriel, if you haven't sold him, I still would play him, guys. Gabriel, I'd play Gabriel. Personally, I still would play him because even though if he might concede, but you never know, he can get you a goal from a set piece. He has got a couple of goals this season, so I'm still gonna play him. I think. In my case, looking at Everton have a 26% chance of a clean sheet according to this odds checker. Again, it's just the stats, but that's what they've gone with. And double Arsenal defense for me. Hopefully, if they do win, they can become a bit of a differential.
There was also rumours as well around Southampton team that there was a virus going around and potentially missing out on 7 key players in that game. Whether it's true or not, I'm not sure, but that's the rumours I heard from that team.
Are Isak and Gordon definitely available? I think so. As far as I'm aware, I've not heard or seen any news. Gordon should be fine. Yeah, they both should be fine unless we're missing something. Let us know, guys, in the chat and help us out. Brighton got a clean sheet at St. James last week, didn't they? Yes, I believe so. It was a 1-0 in the end. Can't remember now. Feels like a while ago, that game week.
It does. Surprising.
Because there's so much midweek football. It feels like it's the last Premier League football was a long time ago. I feel like Game Week 9 feels like it was a long time ago now. Sales over Bruggen on a wild card. I'd probably go Sales.
Yeah.
What about DCL to Wissa? I know DCL is going to troll me. If I take him out, he scores. If I don't, he gets me 2 points. Wissa, Jordan, would you take out DCL and bring in someone like Wissa?
I would, but I wouldn't do it this week because Calvert-Lewin has the best fixture against Southampton, and with his goal involvements he's had previously against teams that have been more difficult to play against. I don't think taking him out this week would be ideal in case he does score against Southampton. We have seen they conceded the most goals this season, so it's all possibility DCL could get a return.
Yeah, I really need Calvert-Lewin to get me something. Like, since I've got him in from game week 6, I think it was, he's done nothing really. Like, he got me 4 blanks since I bought him in. So yeah, if this is his last week, I'm definitely getting rid of him. I would have got rid of him this week. To be fair, just I didn't have the. If I had another free transfer, he'd probably be gone for Cunha. So he's lucky that he's getting one more game. If he doesn't return, I'll take him out for Cunha, I think, next week, and roll from there. But I'll have to see his performance again. So
yeah, I think if he didn't have Southampton this week, I think a lot of us, or a lot of DCL owners, would be taking him out. But I'd probably give him one more chance if I had him.
Fatality's wildcard team: Sells, Fabianski, Lewis, Nuri, Mikalenko. Don't know who Mazza is. Is that Madison?
Mazraoui?
Oh yeah, maybe Mazraoui, Sepp Vandenberg, Salah, Palmer, Mbumo, Garnacho, Dibbling, Cunha, Jimenez, Haaland. Yeah, nice team. Salah, Palmer, draft. Haaland as well was in there. Sort of similar setup to us with the 3 premiums. Jordan, let's talk us through your transfer plans. What are you thinking now? Are you still looking to roll
or? No, that's Fatality has raised an interesting point because I didn't realize Mazraoui is fit. But
I think he played last game week, and we know Man United new manager or Van Nistelrooy is in charge for the next 3 games, and I think Ruben Amorim is confirmed as Man United manager. He takes charge on the 11th of November, so Man United do have a new permanent manager confirmed, but I think Van Nistelrooy is taking charge of the next couple of games anyway.
Yeah, it's all looking good for Man United. But yeah, I'll just run through the team quickly and then see what my transfer plans are. So in goal, I've got Hermanson, back 3 Robertson, Keane, Nuri, midfield 5 Palmer, Rogers, Johnson, Salah, Neil still flagged. Up front, we've got Haaland and Wood, who's still flagged as well for not. So, and Haaland is the captain, Palmer is the vice. Bench, Bardi, Marston, Fies, Robinson, and Wheatley. So the moment of truth where you guys find out what my plans are in terms of transfers, let me switch over to the other page and I can show you what I have in mind. So I was thinking of taking a -4, and I still probably will. So the first player I'm going to take out is Robertson. And to replace Robertson, it is going to be Mazraoui for Man United. The second transfer is taking out Rogers. And replacing him will be in Burmo. So that would be the -4. So Robertson and Rogers out for Mazraoui and in Burmo. Reason why I'm taking that -4 is because I can't afford Burmo from 1 free transfer, and I do want him for this week. So that's why I have to take out another player to fund the move, because Burmo is too expensive to do it for 1 free transfer.
Could you not leave Rogers in and take McNeil out? Is McNeil fit? Because I know he's flagged on your team at the moment. Is he fine to play?
I believe he is fine to play, along as well as Wood. I think both will play despite them still flagged or not. The manager did give him praise about starting this game week, so I'm going to leave them in.
Okay.
I don't think there's an issue there. But I could do it in 1 free transfer if I took out Johnson, but I don't want to do that. I still want a Spurs asset in there, as well as the rest of the midfield. So that is what I'm looking at doing this week.
Okay, interesting. Mazraoui is interesting. When did you come up with the Mazraoui move? Or
well, it was originally going to be Dalot, but he's a little bit more expensive, and I wanted to go a bit more cheaper. But I didn't realise, obviously, he's fit, so I'm going with Mazraoui instead of Dalot.
No, fair enough. Eze to Saka and Trent to Konate or Eze to Garnacho. I wouldn't do the Eze to Garnacho move this week, but I think one player that could be in our minds if you want to go to Man United is potentially Bruno Fernandes. Is someone that you could even potentially bring in instead of Mbermo.
Yeah,
because
I'd be tempted.
If you can afford Bruno, I think from game week 11 or 12, Man United have some decent fixtures. They have a nice run of games. So, we'll see if Man United do improve their form. We know they won against Leicester, but that was a rotated team. But I still think the fixtures are there for Man United. So if you want to add a Højlund or a Bruno or a Garnacho, those are the games to target for Man United.
Yeah, because depending on how Man United do against Chelsea, I could be bringing in a Man United midfielder next game. It's still early days, because I want to wait and see what Man United do against Chelsea.
Yeah,
because their fixtures, as I was mentioned, are really nice. The next three for Man United are very easy.
Yeah, I need to see them because I'm not convinced with them still. Like, obviously, they've not had a good start to the season, but if they show me something against Chelsea, I may look at potentially a Garnacho or whoever before. But yeah, going back to, so you're taking a -4. You sort of locked in on the -4, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just depends on whether I have Mazraoui or Delo, who
Okay.
I prefer better in terms of attacking threat. But I think
Yeah.
Mazraoui, I think I prefer him.
Morning, lads. So Soul Searcher captaining Mbermo, Palmer. Who says no? Mbermo had a nice sort of fixture, fairly nice fixture. I still think Salah is the best, or first or second best captain option. I don't know what you rank it, Jordan. I know you vice captained Palmer. Do you think Palmer's a better option than Salah as captain this week against Man U?
Oh,
Away.
absolutely. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
But it's unpredictable, the fixture, because you don't know what's going to happen when obviously teams play against Man United. The results are very screwed. But with the new manager effect for Man United, it could mean we get a shocking result. But I still wouldn't be surprised if obviously Palmer could be a potential returner in that game. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think for me, Salah and Haaland are the outstanding captain picks this week, especially because Salah's at home. Where you look at Palmer and Haaland, they both play away. So that for that reason, I do put Salah up there ahead of Palmer. But we know Palmer's done well this season. Man United have a new manager or interim manager, so it's going to be interesting to see, do Man United play differently? Do they make it a bit more trickier to play against? I think with Haaland and Salah, it's tight. I am edging towards Salah just because he's got the home fixture. Whether I go there again, I'm just slightly worried with Haaland with the game he had last week. Got the one goal, but he could have had a lot more. But yeah, there's pros and cons for going Salah or Haaland, I think. Mbermo, I've not considered Mbermo, but he's been amazing this season so far. Got 2 goals in the last game. He's the main man for Brentford. He can easily go and get a goal or 2 against Fulham, and you wouldn't be surprised. So great option, more of a differential option, I think. Mbermo, I think Haaland and Salah are the more the safer picks for me. Palmer is another one. It's interesting. I wouldn't go Palmer personally, but Man United, it's hard to see what sort of team they're going to play because with a new manager, I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think Palmer's the less captain differential to go for in between Salah and Haaland. I think if you're looking to get a lot of points on your captain this week and you think Palmer's going to score, then yeah,
Definitely differential. I think in terms of effective ownership, I expect Haaland and Salah to be higher than Palmer. If you want to go different, Palmer and Mbermo, they are good options.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, right now, I still go Haaland, Salah as the main guys. Fatality's on Salah captain, it seems. Maybe we get leaks on early kickoff, possibly. Arsenal game, we may get a couple news. Hopefully, I've got Gabriel, so we'll have to see. But I think it should be fine. Soul Searcher says Haaland with no KDB looks very flat. Yeah, Man City are missing a lot of players we've discussed. I think Rodri is another one that's a massive miss for them defensively. That's why they're not keeping as many clean sheets. And we know when KDB plays Haaland, he's always looking to feed Haaland. So yeah, any team's going to miss a player like KDB. So But I still think Haaland is a good option, guys.
Yeah, because he's still got Foden as well to play alongside him, and I think he still plays very well with him as well as KDB too.
Bournemouth away, the tough place to go now, says Soul Searcher. Yeah, I've been impressed with Bournemouth this season. To be fair, they've played really well. But I'd still expect Man City to win that game. But it won't be completely easy, I don't think, for Man City. I do expect Bournemouth to give them a good game. But then after that is when I'll definitely look to captain elsewhere. Like game week 11, 12, 13. I don't think I'll be captaining Haaland. Maybe 11, I might go Haaland. But looking at Salah, yeah, I'd rather captain Haaland over Salah in game week 11, I think. But there's likes of Palmer. And Palmer's got Arsenal, so I wouldn't captain Palmer against Arsenal. And Bournemouth's got Bournemouth at home. It's a home game for him.
What if, let's say, Haaland scores a hat-trick against Bournemouth and scores 2 against Brighton? Would you still not captain Haaland after that?
I wouldn't captain Haaland against Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah, if you could have a hat-trick in the next 2 games, I'm not going to do it. He's not going to score because I just think that fixtures for me dictate it. And in those games, I would rather captain. For example, when Haaland and Salah play against each other, I'm more likely to captain Salah at Anfield over Haaland at Anfield. But I wouldn't go to either one personally. I'll look elsewhere. So I'd rather go Palmer maybe, who has Leicester away when Salah and Haaland play against each other. And then Mbeumo even in game week 12, he's got Everton away. So you got great options between Mbeumo and Palmer. And we're still a while away. So again, we'll have to see, if Haaland and Salah go smash it. They may make us look a bit funny. But for now, at the moment, I don't plan on captaining Haaland or Salah in when they play against each other in game week 12. What about yourself?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Definitely next three, which premium player does most or gets the most points in terms of returns and goals. But yeah, it is going to be. I think it's going to be between Salah and Haaland. I think in the next few game weeks, in terms of captaincy.
Yeah, as I said, I expect Salah to outscore Haaland in the next 3 games. But then after that, I think Haaland probably outscores Salah. But the fixtures, this is the period now where City have the tougher games, so that's why I expect. But Haaland, we've seen he can just go and score 2 goals out of nowhere. But yeah, it's gonna be good. And also, there are a lot of fixtures now as well. So Christmas period's coming up. Champions League football. So again, a lot of it will depend on injuries and things, rotation. I don't expect Man City to rotate too much because they've got a lot of injuries at the moment. Game week 13 in Mbeumo's captain, so fatality. Let us know who you guys are captaining this week, though, because obviously, are you on Haaland? Have you sold Haaland? Anyone on Salah? Is anyone looking at alternative like a Palmer or an Mbeumo? Let us know in the chat, guys. And also, if you are in here, if you're enjoying the content, please do hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. I want to look at the fixtures as well. Let's quickly share my screen. Quite a few games today. Monday Night Football as well we've got this week. So Newcastle and Arsenal first up. What do you think of this one? This is going to be a great game, I think, to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because if Newcastle put off a good performance like they did against Man City, then I think we have a good game on our hands. That early kickoff because they're always unpredictable, the early kickoffs. Hence why we don't really, why we say don't back the early kickoff. But yeah, I feel like a draw is going to come from this game.
Oh, you can see Arsenal dropping points.
Yeah, I think there could be possibly points dropped in this game.
Yeah.
If Newcastle turn up for it against Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal have to win. They've not won in the last 2 back-to-back sort of games where Arsenal haven't won against Liverpool and was it Bournemouth. So they need to win this one, but it is a tough game going away to Newcastle at St. James Park. Early kickoff could be a tricky one. We mentioned Bournemouth, Man City, 3 o'clock kickoff. Should be a good game. We'll have to see what Haaland does. We'll have to see the lineup with Man City. I'm still not sure what they're going to play in terms of the players. I've also got Rico Lewis playing in that one. He should be fine. Ipswich, Leicester, newly promoted teams. Could be a good game. Could be goals in this one. So one to keep an eye on. Liverpool as well. Another 3 p.m. kickoff today. I mean, Salah's the only one really in FPL wise that we've got. We know Jota is still out. Jota isn't expected to be back now until after the international break, after November. So, in terms of any other assets, if you've still got Trent, could be a decent option in this one. Liverpool have been solid defensively, so possible clean sheet. But Brighton, we know, are also a very good attacking team. So, who knows what will be in that game. But I think there could be some goals in this one. Forest, West Ham. What do you make of this one? Like, Forest have been really good as well, start of the season.
I think it's a good fixture for Nottingham Forest. Could be a 2-3-0 win in that one. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep a clean sheet against West Ham. The way they're playing defensively, they've been strong. The attack's been great with Chris Wood involved in most of the action in terms of the goals for them. And yeah, I think Newcastle have a good game at home, and West Ham are going to struggle.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest. I've been impressed with them this season defensively as well. So we'll see what they do. And Chris Wood, we know he's been on fire as well. Southampton, Everton. Again, not really a game that interests me. I've got Calvert-Lewin and Archer actually in that game, so I should be keeping an eye on that one. But I don't have any faith in the two strikers I have. I will be getting rid of one of them in game week 11. They're definitely Calvert-Lewin. I probably will get rid of him, even if he scores. I'll probably still get rid of him. So we'll have to see how I feel on that one. Wolves, Palace. Cunha, Ait-Nouri, quite in a lot of our teams. It'll be nice to see what he does. Ait-Nouri, I'm playing him finally this week, and I'm hoping he can get me something in this game. Comments: Ait-Nouri, Palmer, and Raul for Gabriel, Johnson, and Solanke. 3 free transfers. What do you think? Yeah, I like all 3 of those moves, to be fair. I've not been impressed with Solanke. Johnson, I think Palmer's a better option than Johnson. And yeah, if Gabriel, if you don't rate the Arsenal defense for now, Ait-Nouri is a good option as well. So yeah, I like the 3 free transfers.
Yeah.
And bringing Palmer in. We know Palmer has got some nice fixtures. Obviously, not maybe this one. Man United could be a tough game at Old Trafford, but after that, Palmer could do really well. And we know Ait-Nouri's got the fixtures. And what have you made of Spurs? I know you managed to keep Johnson still. I've actually sold Solanke because the last 3 or 4 games he's played, dropping very deep, barely taking any shots. You still confident on Spurs? We've got a tough game this week, I think. Is it Villa? Villa Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because Villa play a high line as well as Spurs, I expect that to be very high scoring against both teams in that one. And you've seen Spurs, even though they don't have good results in games, they still score a lot of goals. I mean, maybe not in game week 9 where they didn't score any, but game week 8 scored 4 against West Ham, 2 against Brighton, 3 against Man United. So they are a team that have mixed results, but they're still goal scorers in that, and Johnson as well is a part of the action alongside some other players in that team. So having one Spurs asset may not be such a bad idea still.
Yeah, Johnson's probably still a better option than Solanke at the moment. But yeah, I've not got any Spurs assets anymore. Solanke was the only one I had really. I also had Van der Ven, who I sold. So yeah, at the moment, no Spurs for me. But yeah, I do agree they will probably still get you goals. It just could come from anywhere really with Spurs.
Yeah.
Abdullah Konate as a 4th defender or Rodgers. Yeah, I'll probably go Rodgers. With Konate, you're not getting much attacking threat from him. It is more the clean sheets that you're trying to bank on. And I mean, Liverpool have been pretty solid defensively. Only the 4 goals conceded. Look at Liverpool's fixtures. Brighton, again, not guaranteed to get clean sheet, but it's a home game. Liverpool do have back-to-back home games now. These are games where you'd expect maybe them to concede, but maybe that is last season's Liverpool. I think this season they've been a lot stronger, so who knows? Southampton, again, good game for a clean sheet, but I'd probably go with Rodgers. I think Konate doesn't offer you as much attacking threat. If I was to bring in a Liverpool defender, it probably would be Trent. But again, with his price right now and how hard it is to fit him in, probably go without a Liverpool defender at the moment, even though they do look good defensively. Solanke has had 2 shots and 0 on target in the last 3 games. Yeah, this is why I've actually sold him.
But do you think Solanke needs more time at Spurs?
Oh yeah, I think he's still going to probably be a good option long term for Spurs, and he could be a good option for for the season later down the line. But for now, I just think there's better strikers than him at cheaper prices as well. He's at 7.5 or whatever he is. The likes of Cunha, you think would score goals every week, it seems, since I've taken him out. You've seen Jimenez even score. So I just think put the money elsewhere. I mean, he's let me actually afford Salah and restructure my team. So yeah, I'd rather have Salah any day over Solanke at the moment if he lets me bring him in. It's just I've got to go with 2 forwards that I'm not massively keen on in Archer. Archer's only in there because I wanted a playing. Because obviously I could have gone for a non-playing 4.5, but then I'd be forced into playing Mikalenko and playing a 4-4-2, which I don't really want to do. And I know with Christmas fixtures, rotation, I'd rather have a bench player that plays games. I might need him. So that's why I ended up going with him. But ideally, I would take both of these guys out for someone like Cunha and Jimenez and go 2 cheap forward players. I don't know if I can afford that. But I'm looking to build up towards that. Let's say Calvert-Lewin goes out. Say Cunha comes in next week. Yeah, can't afford Cunha in one move. So I'll have to look to downgrade elsewhere. And yeah, I don't really know where else I would go, but it would probably have to be, the goalie, Gabriel. Yeah, that's where I probably will have to take money out of if I really want Cunha. Again, with DCL, he's got the good fixtures. So, I mean, next 4, or next 3 says green, but I'm not sure Brentford at home is a green fixture, to be fair. West Ham away, I'm not. I know they've been poor, but yeah, I'm not keen on Everton's or mainly Calvert-Lewin. He's not really worked out for me, so we'll see.
Yeah, it might change against Southampton this week.
You're going to do your moves then? There's about 15 minutes left. Deadline.
Yeah, I think I'm set on doing these moves. I've been thinking about it through the last 20 minutes, whether I still do it or not. But yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I want him Burma regardless anyway, so I think that's the way I'm going to get him through that channel. So here it is: Robertson, Rogers out for Maswari, and in Burma for -4, and I'll confirm that. So it is done, and that's the team locked in. Let me just swap over to the other page.
Okay.
Refresh it. That does mean, it does mean I have no premium defenders, which I'm fine with that because I've not been impressed with premium defenders in the last few game weeks in terms of clean sheets.
Okay.
So it's a non-premium team now in terms of defense.
Bench one of Cunha, Bowen, Raul. That's a tough one. I mean, surely you could try fit all 3 in, and bench and play 3 defenders. But that's a tough one. Who's Raul got? Was it Brentford?
Yes.
Yeah, it is Brentford, isn't it? So
I'd bench Bowen though. He's
yeah,
the least likely player, I think.
Who's Bowen got again? Sorry.
West Ham. They have not Forest.
Yeah, I wouldn't want. I'll try fit them all in and play 3 defenders. Because you wouldn't want to bench an attacking player like Bowen on his day. He's a differential. So yeah, play Gabriel or leave Davies. I still would play Gabriel personally. I just think he plays for a better team, and Arsenal are more likely to keep a clean sheet, even though they got Newcastle away. And yeah, I just think he's got a better game. How long till Alisson's back? Might get Kelleher. Need the money. Alisson is again expected. I've heard he might be out till the new year. So if you want to bring in Kelleher, he might give you couple of games, to be fair. No one really knows with Alisson still. I mean, if you look on the FPL website, I don't know what they've got him down as. Let's have a look. I'm not sure. But I've heard Alisson, it says here, expected back November 24th, which would be game week 12, straight after the international break. But a lot of people, saying that it's actually more serious than that, and Liverpool have sort of played it down. He could be actually out till the new year, so we'll miss all these December fixtures. Obviously, I don't hope that's the case. I hope he's back in international break. But with Alisson, I wouldn't trust it. He could be missing. But again, I wouldn't be bringing Kelleher in any way. So in case that news is right, he's back in 2 game weeks. But I can't see him being back in 2 game weeks anyway. So yeah. Do we have leaked news about Gabriel? Nope.
Nope.
Can't see anything. I just recommend having a bench, guys, if you've got Gabriel, because I've got Mikalenko to come on, so I'm okay. If you don't have a bench, you might want to consider selling him. I don't know, because I still expect him to play, though. You know how Arteta's like. He doesn't really give much away. And he's not going to come out and say, yeah, he's missing out.
No, he's not the kind of manager to be honest about the players.
Yeah.
Conditions.
Son's back, though. I've seen Son's picture of Son. He's back in training for those who's still got him left.
Yeah, I think that's a good game for Son to come back in again.
Yeah.
Two teams playing a high line against each other. There's going to be goals in that game galore. High scoring fixture, I imagine, as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for what it's worth, I think Gabriel starts. Haaland only 1 goal in 4 meetings against Bournemouth. They've also only conceded 3 goals in 4 home games. Hamza trying to sway us to go Salah captain. Sharis wildcarded. Here's my team. Sells Trent, Virgil. Interesting with the double Liverpool defense. 8 Nuri, Salah, Palmer, Saka, and Bomo, Raul, Jackson, Cunha. So no Haaland. So just don't know who to get between Jackson and Watkins. I'm leaning towards Watkins.
I'm leaning towards Jackson.
Yeah, I like Jackson. The only issue with Jackson is, can he get rotated out when Chelsea have European football and then Christmas period? Can Nkunku get minutes? Is he nailed to play every game? But Jackson is a good pick. I would personally just go with the cheap strikers. Cunha, Raul, Chris Wood, and try fit Haaland in. But if you want to go with that Haaland, then I'll probably go Jackson, still want to take the risk. Elika says, I really don't want to captain Haaland. There's a lot of people doubting Haaland this week.
Interesting. Yeah. Consider what it's weird, because if he did score a hat-trick last game, we could have against Southampton, would we still be saying don't want to captain Haaland this week?
Yeah, but that's the same. You could flip that in any week, because we knew what Haaland did last season, but people went without Haaland at the start of the season.
Yeah.
So
that didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out, but people still went there after seeing Haaland's what he's done since coming to the Premier League. I think with Haaland, it is, if you don't have him and he goes and gets a hat-trick, he can damage your rank. If you're going to get rid of him, guys, though, now is probably the time to do it, in terms of you just look at the fixtures on paper. But yeah, I'm not looking to sell him. But if you don't want to captain him, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think Salah is as good, or if not better, an option. I am also in that position where I'm heavily considering. I've thought about going Salah myself. I don't think there's a lot in it. And as you guys know, I expect Salah to outscore him in the next 3 games. But yeah, it's scary backing against Haaland. So start Fabianski or Flecken. Also, shall I buy 8 Nuri instead of Greaves, since Vardiol and Gabriel are yellow flagged? Start probably Flecken.
Shall I buy Nuri? Yeah, I probably would buy 8 Nuri instead of Greaves, because Greaves is red flagged still. Yeah,
Greaves is out for a couple weeks. I didn't know Vardiol was yellow flagged.
Yeah, he is part of the injuries that they sustained midweek.
Ruben
Diaz as well. Yeah, Ruben Diaz was picked up injury too.
Yeah, if Man City have that many injuries, though, what we're expecting in the lineup, is that going to affect Haaland? I mean, we'll not actually look. What are they going to play? What's their back four in the midfield? I don't know what they're going to play.
No, I'm not sure either. They're probably only going to play who they can, I think, because they do have a long list of injuries that they've picked up.
Foden definitely will play. So for those that have Foden, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker apparently has
Walker's in.
travelled. Apparently he's travelled,
He
according
has
to these
trouble.
to these leaks.
I imagine he makes the bench though, because he did pick up injury too. So, but depending on how serious it is.
Yeah, guys, get your teams locked in. There's 10 minutes left. Hope you lads have a good game week. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Charis.
Thanks.
Abbas's team is in. Who you got on captain? Let us know. Any suggestions on moves as well? So Flecken, Mikalenko, Trent, Lewis, Bumo, Palmer, Johnson, Rogers, Solanke, Haaland. What were you doing to this team, Jordan? What type of moves are you making? Good roll,
Yeah, I was about to say you can't really do much with that team. I mean, the only thing is Johnson and Rogers play against each other, but that could actually work out because both teams will score. Maybe Johnson gets part of the action, so is Rogers.
Yeah.
Solanke, though, that would be my one that I would be considering taking out.
Yeah, Solanke to Cunha maybe if you've not got anything to do.
Someone cheap.
I'm torn between Salah and Foden. Salah all day long. Obviously, there's a big price difference between them, but if you have the money, then I think Salah easy. Gabriel 99% play. Yeah, I think he'll play. I don't trust Arteta when he says about players missing. Oh, for captaincy, Salah. I think if you're going to captain a Man City player, I think you go Haaland. But I'd go Salah if you don't want to go Haaland. Start 8 Nuri or McNeil, Jordan. You've got both.
I'll probably start McNeil, and if in the unlikelihood he doesn't start, then you've got Nuri on the first team bench to come on for him.
Yeah, I'd probably play the attacker. Just about.
Yeah, I mean, he has Southampton. It's hard to not play him first, and then obviously have Nate Nuri on the bench there.
Yeah, guys, there's about 8 minutes left till deadline. I'm locked in. I'm trying to make sure my team's set. Hold on. Pick team. Do I attempt it? Go Salah. I think I'm going to play it safe. I am chasing. My rank's at 2.3. So
we have seen the rank is very hard this season to get.
That's why I want to go Salah in case if he does well. But I think I'm sticking on Haaland. I'm giving Haaland this game. If Haaland doesn't return in Bournemouth, then maybe I'll look elsewhere next week. But yeah, I think they're both good picks anyway.
Yeah, for this
it's going to be one of those weeks where it might be swingy.
Yeah.
Bowen to Rogers. I'm leaning Bowen.
I'll still keep Rogers.
Play Bowen or Rogers? What's the question? Either to sell Bowen or which one to play? I'm confused.
If it is to play him, I'll play Rogers over Bowen.
Fair enough. Start Mazraoui or Konza? Probably Mazraoui. I'll let you take this one, Jordan.
Harry Davies, Flecking, Gabriel, Guardiola, Trent, Garnacho, Rogers, and Burbo, Salah, McNeil, Haaland, Cunha. I want to start Nuri, but I don't know who for. I would probably start him for Guardiola.
Nah, not me. Play Guardiola. I would bench Nuri in your position because if Guardiola doesn't play, then you get the auto sub. But I think you've got a strong team. Guardiola's most likely to keep a clean sheet still of any defender really. When you look at Man City's fixture, Bournemouth away, Trent, you've got to play Trent. Garnacho is a nice differential potentially. I mean, Garnacho or Rogers if you want to bench a midfielder, but you ideally want to play the attacking player in this sort of game. Garnacho probably will do well in these kind of games. Man United score, it will probably be someone like Garnacho. I would actually bench Nuri. I've been in that position before where I've had a good squad and I had to bench Nuri. So I'll still go Nuri. Bench Rota or Savio. Savio's injured, ain't he? So you might have no choice.
Yeah, Savio is injured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's saying Walker has travelled. So if you got Kyle Walker, not which I don't think many people do, he should. You might even start with the Man City's problems at the moment. Kamara is back. Hopefully, Villa defense will be better now. Cash 4.4. Yeah, Kamara is a big player. Obviously, big injury for Villa. Good player. We'll have to see how he gets on. But yeah, Cash, not looking at it yet, but we'll see when the fixtures get a bit better. Wood, Jordan, you mentioned he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine, Chris Wood. I mean, I think the injury was only because someone stood on his foot and he had eyes put on it after he came off at 80 minutes, so he should be fine to play against West Ham.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, guys, please do like and share the stream and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a big amount. So make sure you do like the stream if you're enjoying the content. Obviously, we're back again tomorrow for the knee-jerk stream. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a good one. I expect a pretty interesting game week, especially with the captaincy situation, whether people go Salah or Haaland or even Palmer.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see Chelsea Man United fixture with the new manager effect at Man United. It will be interesting to see how they respond in the Premier League with the new one.
Malbert, do I start Winks over McNeil? Nope, probably start McNeil. McNeil's got better fixtures, and he started season quite well, especially early on. Obviously, he's flagged, but I think he should be fine, isn't it?
Yeah, he should be still fine, but I still obviously have bench cover just in case he isn't match fit.
What's the plans to grow the channel, boys? The Soul Searcher, yeah, good question. Plans are, to check. We're doing a longer podcast, so we're going to start doing a podcast on Thursday. Do tune in for that one, where we do a Game Week 10 pod, and we sort of, rather than breaking, we're going to do fewer streams on the midweek, but we're going to go more in depth, and we've got a lot of content ideas to come, so you'll see it shortly in the new year. We plan to change the content up slightly. McNeil is injured. He should be fine. I know he's flagged at the moment.
Yeah, it's a minor injury in terms of his.
Oh yeah, Gabriel starts, guys. Apparently, don't know how true that is. Yeah, Gabriel starts according to these Arsenal pages. So there you go.
Yeah,
Arteta.
Good news.
What did you guys expect? You know what? I'm gonna do it, man.
What's happening? Oh,
Salah cap.
In the last minute.
Yeah, 2 minutes left. I'm going Salah cap.
We have a shocker.
I'm chasing. That's why I'm going to do it. I need to gain rank. And yeah, I'm going to go Salah captain. If Haaland scores a hat-trick, then you won't see me tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I just think it's the position now to do it, because a lot of people won't be able to have Palmer, Haaland and Salah in their teams.
Yeah.
I don't think. And that gives me the opportunity to go against Haaland. But we'll see.
And I believe we have a few seconds left before deadline. And deadline's up.
LA Cup says Salah cap. Good luck to everyone.
Cool.
Well, I don't know what I've done, guys. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me on and we'll know by 5 p.m. because Salah and Haaland both kick off at 3 p.m. So yeah, the reason why I went Salah in the end, I think I weighed it up and thought a lot of teams won't have Salah, Palmer and Haaland, all three. They're gonna have to sell Haaland, a lot of people, to get Salah. So if you've done that, then I'm hoping that allows me to, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I've been
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. 5 p.m. Well, what did you make of it? Obviously, going to the last minute switch.
Well, it's worked out before. Last minute switches have given a lot of points for the captain. I have no doubt Salah will probably score in that game against Brighton at home. I think Haaland and Salah will both score. It just depends on who scores the most. It will depend on that.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys. Last minute captain switch from me to Salah. Tune in for game week knee-jerk stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. roughly to see how that gets on and if it was the sort of the right decision. But that's it from us. Want to say a big thank you, guys, to us for you watching the stream. If you enjoyed it, hit the like, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well to know when we go live. Content will be switching up from this week. There's no stream on Tuesday. Our stream will be on Thursdays now for the Game Week 11 podcast, and then back on Saturday, Sundays for Deadline and Knee Jerk. So tune in for that one. Should be a good one. But yeah, thank you all. Enjoy your weekend. Anything else you'd like to add, Jordan?
Yeah, good luck for this game week. Hopefully you get a green arrow and a lot of points for your team. But yeah, until then, take care, enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you Sunday for knee jerk reaction.